Hi everyone, my name's Anna. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? I hope this finds you well at whatever time of the night, day, year, month, space year, celestial, whatever you're seeing this. I hope this reaches you well, my love. And today we are going to be talking about kind of a bit of a heavy story. And I just want to give you I'm not doing my makeup in this video because, like I said, let's not do that. It's a heavy video and I didn't want to cry probably in the middle of doing my makeup. I might cry. I'm not saying I'm going to, but I might. But anyways, and also this is a case that I have wrote 14 pages of notes on. Yeah. 14 pages of notes on. So it's something that is going to take me a little bit of time to explain, and I want to give you guys all of the details that I possibly can from this. So yeah, that's why I hope this looks okay, because I recently broke the phone that I record videos on, and I shattered the front camera because I dropped it. Well, yeah. But, so now I have to record on the back camera. So I don't know what you guys are seeing. Let's just hope it's cute. Okay. So today, we are going to be talking about Luka Magnotta. Some of y'all might know this idiot, some of y'all might not, but I do want to give a disclaimer if you hear pages turning. That is my book. I'm sorry. But anyways, so we are going, like I said, we're going to be talking about Luka Magnotta today, and I want to give a fair warning that we will be talking about descriptions of crime scenes, graphic content, adult dialogue, and there will be, I hate to be doing a video about this, but I feel like I need to, because sometimes I don't feel like things are taken seriously like this, but anyways, animal cruelty, and so I just want to put that out there. If this is not for you, don't watch it. And I completely understand. I have other videos without animal cruelty, and you are more than welcome to skip this part of it or go to another video. I won't hold it against you. I still love you. So yeah. But I'm going to do today's video a little bit differently. Y'all like my Christmas cup on Valentine's? Echo! Anyways, I always do that when I drink a cup. So, like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of kind of like a different style almost of the way I'm telling this video. I'm going to start with like the crimes and stuff first. But yeah, we're going to get right into today's true crime story. So yeah, I don't think I said that. Y'all, I don't think I said that in my intro. I'm so sorry. This is a true crime channel. Sometimes I do my makeup. Sometimes I just sit down and talk to you guys. And sometimes I do these little things called therapy sessions where I just talk and do my makeup. But yeah. So, 2010, a video hits the internet that is called One Boy, Two Kittens. And it is a very disturbing video. I'm going to describe it just a little bit, but not in great depth. Do not watch it. Do not research it. Would not recommend it. I do remember when this video came out, and I saw it whenever it came out. But anyways, so in this video, there seems to be two kittens on this animal whoop bedspread on this bed in this bedroom, and this guy comes into frame. And the two kittens are just sitting there, and he's petting them, he's loving on them, you know, he's just coddling them. And there seems to be people laughing and talking in the background of the video in another language as well. And so, in this video, there is a vacuum seal bag that is positioned on the bed beside the two kittens. They are placed into the bag, and you can guess what happens. So, this video hits the internet, and it reaches quite a few people. But there's a certain Facebook group that it reaches, and they are formed really to find who this person is. So, this group, you know, they're on the lookout for anything and everything that they can find out. So, I'm going to say, in my personal belief, with doing this research, I think that Body Movin' and John Green were the two main people. The other people did help, yes. Obviously, they helped in the chat and in the investigation. But in my personal perspective, I think that them two did the most. They were both very, very smart individuals. And like I said, they were a part of this Facebook group that had been formed in order to find this cat killer. And they did everything, you know, they started to analyze every single thing in that video. They searched the bedspread, the wolf bedspread, and they tracked it to this website, and that had only been sold. One of them have only been sold, but it was shipped internationally, so there's no way in the world to track it. It could have been anywhere. The person could have been anywhere. It was a dude, but he could have been anywhere. And so they were just very, very discouraged. And they started to analyze wall sockets as well to see where the person possibly could have been from, because at that time, or you know, not at that time, but now, sorry, that sounded so dumb and so unintelligent, but now and forever, there have been, you know, different receptors and receptacles and stuff like that for power in like Europe and, you know, everywhere else. So every place has got a different power source and a different voltage and everything. So they started to look into all of that, and they, you know, found out that they were like, all right, so Northern America, like in that area, more than likely, not for sure, but more than likely. And then they decided to analyze the voices that were being heard. Remember I said there were voices over the video that were laughing and talking. And then they realized that's Russian. Okay, this person's in Russia. Like, now we know. So they start looking more and more into things. And they spent so much time on this, like, Russian link and trying to figure out what they were talking about. And sadly, they found out that it was a Russian sitcom and that it was being played on a recorder or some type of recording device, TV, whatever it was, in the video, that you could hear it stopping and starting and the static over... Why did I have my hands like that? The static over the recording as well. And, so the Facebook group, they actually received messages from what is called a sock puppet account. There's a cat coming in here. Hey! A sock puppet account. And they got videos of the deceased cats being played with on the bed by the same person. And there were pictures also linked to the video of the kittens in freezers, and it was just very disturbing to them. And they knew, like, oh shit, this person is in our group, yo, like, who is this? And every single time something was uploaded, it was uploaded with a different account. Like I said, a fake account, a sock puppet account, throwaway accounts, whatever you want to call it. And so they were sent with an account like that, and they were just really worried that this person had gotten into their group, and they basically infiltrated it to follow the investigation that was going on about them. So, you know, now they downloaded the video and they started to take it frame by frame by frame. And the new video. And Marlboro cigarettes. Now, Marlboro cigarettes, I don't know for sure, but I feel like that's an American thing, Canadian, you know, whatever. Yeah. So, every single pack of cigarettes are specific. Like, I know, for instance, whenever I went to Missouri and I would get a pack of cigarettes in Missouri at a store, on the bottom of the pack of cigarettes, there would be a stamp that said Branson, Missouri. And it would be kind of like a tracking number, I guess, or whatever it is for the pack of cigarettes. For, you know, like inventory, I'm sure, or just manufacturing, you know, something, whatever it is. So they noticed that that looked very familiar. So they were like, all right, so U.S., Canada, or Mexico, Northern America, that is where this man is. Like, this person's got to be there. And so more and more people started to join this Facebook group. And I mean, like, thousands. There was like 10,000, I think, up to one point, of people that were joining to help, you know, find this disgusting piece of shit that was being so terrible to animals. And so, group members and everything, they found this account that seemed to look like the same exact person. Same hair, same side profile. And his name was Jamesy. And I'm not going to say the last name because it's very disgusting and I'm not going to say it. So, of course, they went to analyze this Jamesy account and it had been linked to the picture anyways. It had been linked to a website where you go and you look for males to rent. It's Rent-A-Boy is what the website was called. Anyways, so they found his picture and the person's picture, Jamesy's, in the profile. And he had on a Santa hat, and all that type of stuff. Well, they found out that it was not a real person at all. And it was linked to Edward Jordan. And Edward Jordan was somebody who got labeled as Jamesy. And it was not him at all. That was literally, I'm pretty sure it was like just a nickname for him. And he was labeled as Jamesy, the person who had uploaded the videos and had done this. And people harassed him so much. It wasn't said officially that it was the fault of social media, but it was. I'm sure he had other things going on in his life as well, but it damn sure did not contribute to it at all. And sadly, he ended up taking his own life. So, things were not going good at all. They knew that this was going to be a very, very difficult investigation for them. And at the time, just to let you know, the cops weren't doing jack shit about anything at all. And it's not like they were going to for a while, and that's going to make you mad. So, the group members on Facebook got another email from another random account. And it said Luka Magnotta is the guy. And they were like, well, who the hell is Luka Magnotta? So, they start looking into Luka Magnotta. And they find all these profiles. Well, this guy's, oh my God, all the rumors about this kid. He's dated Madonna. He's been with all these famous people. Carla. Like, he dated a murderer. Just all these things. He was famous. He was a cover boy. He was done interviews. He was everywhere. 70 accounts, 100 fan pages, just all these different people. And they were like, how do we not know who this person is if he dated Madonna? Like that. She's Madonna. Hello. But whatever. They didn't. Like a virgin. Madonna. Don't copyright me, please. I'm so sorry. Anyways, so Madonna. And they didn't know him. Like, come on, bruh. Like, that should have been a dead giveaway that this person was fake. But, so like I said, they started to look at all of his photos. And they were like, oh my gosh, like, this dude travels everywhere. Like, he had all these pictures in Rome, Paris, like, just Italy and Mexico and Cabo, Cancun, Maldives, anywhere you could think of, he was there. And he had been there, New York, California, everywhere that you could possibly think of. And they noticed the way that Luka talked. He would say certain phrases that he repeated, so hot, or hot boy, or, just certain things that he would say that would be very particular and that you would pick up on somebody's speech if you paid attention. So they started to realize on the fan pages, like, these are not fan pages. These are clearly all made by the same exact person. And so they started to find, like I said, interviews with him, with Carla, about Carla and the Toronto Sun. And they were trying to get a better idea of who this person was, basically, and what they were up against. And it just, I don't know, he was obviously seeking attention in all of the grossly and disgustingly wrong places, but, whatever. These interviews, they were 3 years before the crime had taken place about the cats, so they had no idea if he was still in Canada at all. He could have been anywhere by now, especially 3 years later. So sorry. Especially 3 years later. So they went to look for a digital footprint of any picture that Luka had left in all of his photos, on his slideshows, fan pages, just anything that he had ever uploaded. And they looked for EXIF data. And EXIF data is location, it is GPS coordinates. I mean, we'll give you time, stamps, everything of when, where, what, who, how. If your picture was taken in that area, it will be on a digital EXIF stamp of the photo. So you're going to get found out. And normally none of the pictures, none of the emails, none of the accounts, none of nothing had anything until October 25th, 2010. A video, or not a video, I'm so sorry. That was the wrong date. My bad, y'all. So they noticed, so October 25th through November 2010, you know, like the same month, same year, whatever, that was when the cat video was done. They knew between October and November. And they knew this because they had found a EXIF data stamp on a photo of Luka in this little thrift store in Canada, literally like a month before the video of the cat took place. So October 25th, 2010, November 2010 was the cat video. So that is literally like right there with each other. They knew, like, okay, he's definitely got to still be in Canada. So John Green, he got the picture and started to analyze the whole thing, and he started to look at pictures of Luka, you know, like in his apartment, and just different things that he could pick up on to try to analyze and find out more information about where in the world that Luka Magnotta could possibly be. And he, like I said, they went back through some of the videos and some of the footage of him that he had uploaded to himself to YouTube and his little modeling videos with his music. Well, they found him outside of this apartment, leaning up on this terrace, kind of positioned like this, like looking like this for a picture. And John Green, amazing at what he did. You guys, he was able to go on Google Maps. He looked in the background of the original picture from the balcony and found the Petro-Canada gas station that was there. Went on Google Maps, went to Canada, found out that there were hundreds of them. And then he was able to find out that the apartment that Luka was talking about was from a previous post where he had posted on a throwaway account that he was looking for an animal, you know, or whatever, because he lived in a small apartment, and that he lived in, I'm going to read the name off of this because I don't know how to say it. Eticoke, yeah, I don't want to pronounce it wrong, I'm so sorry. Eticoke, Canada. And so John Green goes on Google Maps again and starts to look at all of the petro stations in Eticoke, Canada. And like I said, there were hundreds of them. And then he was able to narrow it down to literally 6 of the gas stations. 6 of them. And he went street by street by street by street to every single gas station, turning and doing angles and looking at everything until he found the apartment that Luka was outside of, y'all. I mean, that is amazing. Like, this man should have been a detective. Like, anyways. So they had him. 304 Mill Street. And they went to the Toronto PD, and they didn't believe them, obviously. Why would they? They thought they were just a bunch of idiot nerds on the internet trying to cause trouble and drama, but they did go to check it out, and they found out that Luka's roommate told them that he had gone to Russia, so they were pissed. You know, I can't imagine, like, just how upset they were. A few months went by, and there was nothing at all. And then there was a video uploaded called Bath Time LOL. In the beginning of the video, there is a bathtub and it's completely full of water. There's stuff playing in the background again. Sorry if I get emotional. There is some sort of stick or like broom or mop or something, and there's just the camera just sitting there, and swings in the broomstick or whatever it is, and there is a cat, a poor cat, duct taped to the bottom or to the top of the pole, and he proceeds to, yeah, the cat in the bathtub. So anyways, that video was uploaded, and the sheer fear in that poor cat's eyes, they're like literally like burned into my brain, not even joking. And I don't know, it was crazy. But so the video was uploaded by Jasmine the Cat 666, which I find fucked up beyond belief. But another video later that day, and I mean, he took no time being hasty with anything at all. And another video that day was uploaded, and it was another kitten on a bed. Then they're jumping around and playing around. Then you notice that there is a gigantic, and I mean gigantic, yellow ball python underneath the pillow on the bed. You can guess what happens. We're not going to go into that. And by this time, it's like, alright, this is enough. Like, the first one was enough, but now 2 in one day. So it was a lot. I can't imagine how upset it probably made them. And Little Drummer Boy was playing in the background of the video with the ball python. A lot of his, I feel like a lot of the songs and stuff, everything that Luka did was for a reason. Nothing he did was for no reason. Nothing. He played that song for a reason. You know what I mean? There were subliminal messages that he loved to leave around, sprinkle everywhere. You'll learn that about him too. So the group was back to trying to figure out who in the hell this person was, and then John gets a letter from Leslie and Downey. And it's probably a case that I don't know if I'll ever cover. And it's just, but anyways, the Moores murders. And quite a few kids, 5 of them were killed. And by Ian Brady and Myra Henley. Very terrible things. And Leslie Ann Downey was one of their victims. And they got an email from somebody named Leslie Ann Downey. And so this person idolized murderers, we'll just say that. And it was a terrible, terrible video. The video was 16 minutes long. Little Drummer Boy was playing. I'm sorry I went back to that. But it was just so, it was terrible. Like, it was just really, it was really, really bad. But anyways, so they got an email, like I said, again, and it was addressed as Leslie Ann Downey, and it was used for, or the account was, not the email, I'm so sorry, there was an account named that, and it was used to upload the video, the bath time video, and the other one, the cat one with the snake. So the media got a hold of this story, and they went completely insane. I mean, completely insane. So Alex West, he wrote for The Sun in Toronto, and Luka Magnotta had gotten up with him through a sock puppet account because he wanted to tell him, you know, his side of the story and let him know what was going on. And this was he was at the Fulsler Inn, and Alex went, and over the body cam footage, you can hear just Luka just trying to be like, people are after me. They're like trying to come after me. And I just, you know, I've been dealing with this for years. And, you know, he just made him leave and denied everything that he had to do with the videos. And obviously that was a freaking lie. But Wes got a email from John Kilbride, and he was another victim of Myra and Ian for the Moores murders. He was another victim of them, and it was terrible. He got an email, and I'm not going to read out the whole entire email. I do have it, but I'm not going to read it out because it's long. But one thing that he put was, next movies I make will have real humans, not just pussies. Sorry to use that language, but I'm just quoting. So they were so worried because no one would listen to them, not the police, nobody would take them seriously at all. And I can't imagine how frustrating that was for them to be trying to put an end to something and to know that he is threatening murder and there's nothing you can do about it whatsoever. You're completely useless at this point. I can't imagine. So they kind of underestimated Luka and what he would do. Brace yourselves. Around 5 a.m., John Green is laying in bed, and he gets an email from somebody in the Facebook group, and it is a link to bestgore.com. Do not watch the video. Don't know if it's still up there, but I've seen it. It's called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. And in the video, there seems to be a male between the age of 20 to 30 years old, white male, laying on the bed, tied up, hands like this. There is a poster, a Casablanca poster, above the bed. And in comes this person dressed in all black, and they're loving on the person laid down on the bed, caressing their hair, you know, just being really loving to the person. And then, out of nowhere, they take out this ice pick and start to stab and stab and stab and stab repeatedly. Then a black and white puppy is brought into frame and harmed as well. And it really, really sucked because they had no choice but to analyze this video frame by frame by frame as well. And it just, I can't imagine what that probably did to them. I don't even want to, but anyways. So the song that was playing in the background was one of the John Lennon songs that Luka had used to put in one of his videos for all of his montage pictures or whatever on YouTube. So they were like, this is him. Like, they knew that it was Luka without even watching the video, I'm sure. And so they had to prove an address, and they had no jurisdiction. So that was going to be extremely hard for them. And, you know, they contacted a detective friend in Canada, and they let them know what was going on. And thankfully, they did not stop their investigation while this was happening, but the detective did not get back up with him. Did not reach back up with him at all whatsoever. And they were genuinely scared of what was going to happen because Luka had threatened one of the main team leaders, Body Movin', had sent her a video of the casino that she worked in, and you know, like, he would leave cryptic things behind to let you know, like, bitch, I'm coming for you if you try me, type thing. Like, I know where you live. I know who you are. And so, yeah. But, like I said, John remembered a video from 3 months ago. Luka posted a video of him and Body Movin'. She found a new picture. And they just knew if they could find a new picture of Luka that they could probably place him somewhere in the vicinity of where he was now. And I'm going to tell you something. The way these two can track somebody, the group, insane. All credit to them, honestly, insane. So, no, excuse me if I look down a little bit. This part gets a lot. So, like I said, they started to analyze one of the videos that he had posted about 3 months ago, and they noticed a new video. And in this video, he was standing in front of this, like, stone brick cement, whatever it was. Oh, it was like cement, I think. Staircase. And in the staircase, there were black pedestrian walking things. They were like, not Canada, where, not, yeah, sorry. Not where he normally is, because they had seen other pictures in Canada. They just knew that he was not in the same place at all. The surroundings were completely different. Like I said, they noticed different lights on the street, and they figured out that he was in Montreal. And they went street by street and by street until they found the steps in that picture. They went on Google Maps and they went street by street by street by street. Isn't that insane? It's insane. So, May 29th, at 10:15 a.m., the Montreal Police Department, they get a phone call from a terrible smell in the dumpsters in back of this apartment complex. And they go, and a gray suitcase is there, along with the horrible smelling trash can as well. And it was 5720 Dakari Street. It was the back alley of the building. There were maggots and flies everywhere, all over the suitcase, just coming out of everything. And, they thought that maybe, like, it was like a dead animal, like the person that called the cops did. But obviously when the cops got there, they were like, hell no, that ain't it. So, brace yourself for this. In the bag, there was a white male with no legs, no head, no arms, nothing. He was literally just a torso in a, I was about to say Ziploc bag, in a suitcase. So, the media was all over the crime scene, and I mean all over the crime scene. They were actually at the murder scene, or the dumpster, or whatever, and so the Facebook group was notified. There was a link shared online about them, and it was just notified. So, sorry, y'all. Yeah. So, the Montreal Police Department would not listen to this Facebook group, Body Moving and John Green and the rest of them. They were not having their shit at all. I don't know why, but they just did not care about what they had to say. I guess they didn't think they knew what they were talking about, or whatever the case may be, but that was the way it was, baby. So, 33 garbage bags were recovered from the trash bin, and there was blood. There was wine bottle, that was, had trace of a type of drug that is used to sedate people and stuff. So hopefully the victim was knocked out throughout this process. I pray that they were. They found papers from a pharmacy that had Luka's address and name on them. They found Luka Rocco Magnotta's ID. They found a yellow shirt. They just found so much. A poster that was crumbled up, a Casablanca poster that was crumbled up. And they opened the Ziploc, I keep wanting to say Ziploc bag, I'm so sorry. They opened the suitcase, and there was a dead black and white puppy inside of it as well. And they wanted to go to the apartment that was, responsible. And they found out that it was on the same exact street and everything. And they found out that it was apartment 208. And so the cops just went there to, like, peep their head in a little bit. They didn't go to search or to do anything like that. And you needed a warrant for that. But they did go to snoop around just a little bit. And it was too clean. Chemicals, everything. It just smelled like a crime scene had been cleaned up. So they started to look at security cameras, and they spotted Luka with a yellow shirt on, and he was going back and forth through to the trash cans from 2 o'clock to like 5 o'clock in the morning. So he made quite a few trips. If you were going to the trash can, you wouldn't make 20 some trips back and forth. You would make 1, maybe 2, but 20, nah. So this is where it's going to get crazy. So, goodness gracious. There were 2 packages sent to the Conservative Party, and they were opened. And the Conservative Party of, like, Canada. So, like, Prime Minister, like, all of them are involved. And it was opened, and there was a foot. This man, Luka, had sent a foot to the Conservative Party of Canada. Like, what the hell? Anyways, so, and like I said, and there was a foot, and in the thing it wrote, roses are red, violets are blue, police will need dental records to identify you, bitch. So, he won't play it, I guess. The news, like, they went completely insane, and they were able to track the barcodes on the packages to the post office that they were used to, or that they were used through, or whatever, and they checked the CCTV footage and cameras and everything at that post office, and they saw what appeared to be a young white male with long brown hair and black, with 2 packages that were wrapped in pink silk, like tissue paper, which that's what they were wrapped in at the post office. And he used the name Rocco on the information to send it out. So, like I said, Luka did not care. He left little breadcrumbs everywhere. He wanted the notoriety. He wanted to be famous. Then a package arrives at the Liberal Party, and Luka had no chill whatsoever. And it was a foot was sent to the Liberal Party, and at that time they were able to officially name Luka Rocco Magnotta, like, as being the dude in the videos and everything. They were able to identify that he definitely was him. And so then the police went to his mother, Anna Yerkins, and he was not there. She said that the police were very aggressive with her. I sympathized with her throughout some of the stuff I've watched, because I get it, it's her son. I completely understand. She doesn't want to think the worst of him, and I feel like she's going to live in denial for probably the rest of her life, but I understand. You know, you don't want to think your child's capable of something that terrible, but he was, and he did. So, anyways, they searched for Luka. The search for Luka was on, and he wasn't at his mother's home. He wasn't in his normal spots. He was nowhere to be found. And they were just like, who is this dude? Like, where did he come from? So, they needed to ID the victim. And Mobile Command Post, they had gotten an email of, information that there was a video being spread around on the internet called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. And the chief, investigator and stuff, she was brought in, and they had to watch the video. And it was the murder video, obviously. And it was just a lot. Like a lot. And they knew that it was Luka in the video. Like, as soon as they IDs, pictures, CC of him, the dude in the camera, like, they just knew that it was Luka. They just knew it was him. And one of the reasons that gave it away is because of the Casablanca, whatever, poster that was in the trash can was above the bed in the video that they were currently sitting there watching. At the end of the video, there was a tub scene where Luka had the victim's head in a tub, and that is whenever they were able to see a full face of who this victim was, and that he was an Asian man from the age, or like in his mid-30s. And so now they knew what the victim looked like. More security cameras were looked at of the apartment that Luka lived in. And this is just so disgusting, but Luka was seen walking into the apartment with his victim, and his victim had on a yellow shirt that they had found in the trash along with his other stuff that was found, the poster and everything. And Luka is there. A few hours pass by, and Luka walks out of the building with the yellow shirt on of his victim that he had just murdered. Heartless, ruthless. So the police, they start looking into missing persons cases, and Junlin, he was an Asian man in his mid-30s who was very loved. He had came to Canada to escape, the harsh realities of being a gay man, and he felt more accepted in Canada and wanted to go there for their more outspoken lifestyle, and he thought he would be more accepted there. And they officially identified Junlin as the victim of the murder of that Luka had committed. And it was very, very sad because Junlin's friend, he actually had to watch the video to identify if it was his best friend or not. And I just can't imagine, what that would do. At this time, Body Moving had taken a break because it was just too much for her from the group, and it put a lot on people, a lot of pressure on people, and I can't imagine, like, she said that she felt responsible, almost that she egged him on in a way, and which I don't think that's the case at all. But she came back and they started to analyze everything. They went on Craigslist and found a listing that there was a man by the name of Vladimir Roskanov. His family had a pet shop. He was looking for a pet, a black and white puppy, whatever. So that she found the Craigslist listing for that, same language, and it was literally like 2 days before the murder took place. So they knew, like, oh yeah, this the dude. And the murder took place on May 25th. And so, it was, or not 2 days, I'm so sorry. It was May 20th, 2010 at 11:06 p.m. Somebody was looking for a dog on Craigslist. So, they're like, oh, yep, And they started to look at, more Craigslist ads for sexual flavors and pleasures and favors. And they found a listing for May 24th, 2012, the day before the murder. And literally in the description of the person was asking, because they wanted to make a movie, and they wanted pictures of their body, of their hair, of just everything about the person. And it was clearly the same language that Luka had been using before. So hot, just certain phrases that he was known for using were in those videos, or was in those posts as well. So, like I said, Luka was seen walking out of the apartment building that he had walked into with Junlin, and Junlin had on that yellow shirt, and Luka walked out with that yellow shirt. Now, Luka went to go to the store. Let me tell y'all what this piece of shit did. So he walked to walk out of the building, right? And I'm guessing they have huge mirrors, like probably like floor to ceiling mirrors in there in the little lobby or whatever, the apartment. And he walks by, leaves, comes back with his little gloves and shit to get rid of his body and do whatever he needs to do, and checks his ass out in the mirror. I mean, like, literally goes like, what are you doing? Anyways, so I'm gonna tell you what, this boy stayed on the move. He stayed on the move, alright? So they went into his apartment, because he was not there at all, by the way. So they went into apartment 208. They finally got a warrant, and they used this fluid that is used to see blood. So they did that, and it was everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It was in the bathroom. It was clear that the murder had taken place on the bed because of the blood stains that were there through using this liquid. There, you could see where the torso had been put up against the door to the bathroom. It was just a lot. Like I said, Luka liked to leave little clues and stuff in his posts and in his videos. So they started to look more into things that you wouldn't think about analyzing unless you put yourself in the mind of a murderer. And they started to analyze things like the song and the poster, Casablanca. That's a movie. Luka's obsessed with movies. Let's see what this has to do. So, like I said, they had no idea where he could be at all. And one of the songs that Luka liked to use a lot was the song New Order, and it was also in the beginning of the movie American Psycho. When I tell you, if you haven't seen that movie, watch it. When I tell you that he has all the traits of the main character in that movie, he does. Charismatic, handsome, psycho, literally psycho, likes to act out movies, likes to just be theatrical, and just likes to he wants people to know who he is, but he doesn't want to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's very self-absorbed. You can tell that from the get-go. So they still had no idea where he was. And, you know, they went on TV and officially announced Rocco Magnotta, 20-year-old suspect in the murder of 30-year-old Jun Lin. And so, as you can imagine, the media went insane looking for this kid and wherever he was. So the Montreal Police Department, they officially joined that Facebook group after the longest time. Finally, you pieces of shit. But anyways, so he joined. I'm sorry if this seems a little brutal, but they had months to listen to these people, and they didn't. They chose not to listen to these people and to take their help whenever they had all this information about this person. Anyways, so they joined the Facebook group, and they started to get a lot of information, you know, about Rocco or Luka or whatever you wanted to call him. And, you know, the people in the group couldn't help to think, well, maybe if they would have just listened, then Junlin wouldn't be dead. And I can imagine that probably affected, like, a lot of people. So John started to think about the poster, like I said, the Casablanca poster. And like I said, Luka liked to act out movies. So what did John and them do? They watched the movie Casablanca. And at the end of the movie, if you've never watched it before, they literally, the famous line is, "We'll always have Paris." So where's he at, guys? Paris, shawty. Paris. Sorry, I'm trying not to, like, scream. But anyways, so he's in Paris. And they're like, all right, that's where this kid's got to be. Like, we know exactly where he is now. And so animal activists are involved now. All forms of social media are involved. Everyone that you can think of is involved in this case now. And so they contacted the Montreal airport, and Luka's dumbass was seen on CCTV in jeans and a black t-shirt that had Mickey Mouse on it, and with his hair down and everything, and like all in his face, like, yeah. But he had actually bought a ticket in his name to Paris. So John, like, how did he figure that out? You know what I mean? It's amazing, like, the investigation. But anyways, so they got up with French authorities to let them know what was going on, and they sent about 30 men, or 30 police officers, French authorities sent like 30 bridge of French police officers to the airport to interject Luka coming at all. But whenever they got there, he was not there. They did check the CCTV footage, and they did spot Luka in the airport. And he went right out of the doors and went into a taxi. Did not talk to anybody at all. They knew it was him because of the Mickey Mouse t-shirt. And it was Luka. Like, it was just him. So they got up with the taxi company that was seen in the videos picking Luka up from the airport. And they, of course, they cooperated right away. And they were able to give the passengers information of where they were being dropped off at. And it was at the Novotel Hotel. I'm so sorry if I pronounce any of this wrong. It is French. I'm so sorry, okay? I wrote down the enunciation, like how I would pronounce it, but it might not work. But anyways, so they quickly rushed to that hotel. He wasn't there, of course, because he loved to evade the police, and Luka was very good at it, but he was stupid about it at the same time, because in honest opinion, he did not give a shit at all if he was caught or not. I really don't think he did. Maybe he did. Well, actually, no, let me take that back, because I said earlier that he wanted the fame, but he didn't want to get caught. So, that's what it was. But So they, they went there and they found out that he didn't even stay there like a night. He had literally just rented out the hotel for the 28th, or for May 28th and May 29th. And he never stayed there. He just basically went there and like changed clothes and did whatever. He just stayed on the move. And so they felt defeated because they had no idea where he was at all. And Catch Me If You Can was a movie that Luka was absolutely obsessed with. And it has Leonardo DiCaprio in it. And it is where basically he's like this fraud person and he evades the police and FBI and all this. He's like a con man, and he idolized, like I told y'all, he idolized movies like that so much. He took joy from learning those types of things that those people had to offer to him in those movies. So he soaked up all that information and just stayed on the run. But he was not nearly as good as Leonardo DiCaprio was, obviously, in that movie. And he wanted to be in his own movie. That's why he did the things that he did. And, but yeah. So, like I said, he just left breadcrumbs everywhere. And, they started to look more, John Green and Body Move, and they started to look more into old information that Luka had posted to try to figure out more of like did he leave a plan? Did he leave, things and we just didn't realize it? And they found a blog post where he actually wrote and explained how to get away from the police and how to evade the police. Drop off the grid, change your name, everything. And Luka was doing like all of those steps to completely go off of the grid. And so, like I said, Canada PD notified the French police that Luka Rocco Magnotta's credit card had actually been used in Pallete de Clincy, and he was actually found on CCTV footage using the ATM, and that is where they positively saw Luka, and he was withdrawing money out of the account that he had. So that area was known for prostitution. If you look on the Google Maps, you could see like literally on like every corner there's like sex shops and just everything. It's insane. But I'm not judging, I really don't care, but whatever. But it was just, that was the area it was known for. So they thought like, okay, he's looking for his next victim. Like that is what old boy is up to. He's looking for his next victim. So the following morning it was all over the media, which was unusual for the French police because they weren't known to have that much media attention, especially when they had cases like this, because they work very privately, and this was all out there. They got so many sightings, and I think, it's very good to have the public's help, but at the same time, a lot of false sightings can be really, really bad. So, Manny Emmanuel Lopez is somebody that we are going to talk about real quick. And he is somebody that has basically ruined Luka's life. The media, like I said, they harassed his mother and everything, and they just needed more info on what was going on. Manny Lopez. Manny, also known as Emmanuel Lopez. He was known to be very abusive toward Luka and was kind of like his handler almost. He started off as a customer, and then he became somebody that was obsessed with Luka and somebody that, was very abusive towards him. And he told his mom all of this information. So, people in his life knew about Manny. There were lawyers that knew about Manny. There were police, that reports that had been filed. There were all types of things that had been put out there about Manny. And so, there was just a lot that was trying to be done to get him away from this person. He had picture evidence where he had been, abused and just everything. And at this time, a lead came from a man about Luka, and he had recently, just that night, like literally just that night before, had contacted, or Luka had found him basically on this like dating website, and he offered for him to come over and for them to hang out. And that is exactly what happened. The guy ended up having the number that Luka was using to contact him, and of course he cooperated and gave it to police. So police were like, "Oh yeah, we got this man's number." Like, they knew exactly what to do. So they tracked the phone number to the shop that, it was bought at, and there was a hotel around there. And they searched, or there was hotels around there, and they searched every single hotel. I mean, like, every single one. And there was this one hotel that was called the Suman Hotel. Simone Hotel. Simone, that was so southern. Hotel, and it was known basically for people going on the run and for hideouts and stuff like that. And so they went in there, and the French authorities did, and they showed the manager pictures of Luka, and he was like, yeah, I know that boy. And he paid for cash for like a little while to stay here, and for 8 nights, I think, 8 nights and 9 days. And so they were able to basically be like, all right, well, he's there now. And they were like, oh shit, Luka's up there now, well, bet, let's go. And they were like, all right. So the police went up there. They busted up in the room. He ain't there. Luka ain't there, baby. He gone. Gone. So, and then the best thing possibly that could ever happen. So Luka had fled to Germany, Berlin to be exact. And Monday morning, Luka Magnotta decides to go to an internet cafe. And on the CCTV footage, you can see him walking inside and asking if there's internet to the manager of the store or whatever. And the manager of the store had been following what was going on. Obviously, he runs the internet cafe. He knows what's going on in the web, whatever. So he knew exactly who Luka was. And he called the police. And in comes, you can see on the CCTV footage, Monday morning, in comes this badass brigade of like German police officers with their red berets and their uniform. I mean, it was honestly so cool. It was just so cool. And 10 German police came in and they arrested Luka, who was researching himself, y'all. Researching himself. No flight company trusted Luka at all or wanted to be associated with him. So they actually had to use a Canadian military plane to bring him back to Canada because he was extradited as soon as he could. And he was extradited on May 19th, 2012, 2 years after putting all these people through all this, doing all this stuff on the internet, evading the police, doing everything that he could to get away from it. He was finally back in Canada and going to be prosecuted for what he did. And I'm going to tell you what. He was taken to the police department to be questioned, and the media frenzy was insane, and he was just so monotone and did not give a shit at all. He goes into the interrogation room and is like, I'm cold, can I get a sweater? Can I get a smoke? And he's crossing his legs. He's acting all like nonchalant and just very like, in the freaking interrogation room. So he's trying to make himself seem small and little, which he was. And even the police department, there's some people on there have said that they didn't even think that this could be the murder. There was no way in the world at all that this was the same guy. Like, there was no way. And so doctors were brought in, obviously, to analyze Luka and to figure out if he was mentally stable enough to stand trial. And Luka told him about Manny and everything that Luka had done, he put on Manny. Down to every single cat video, Luka said that Manny was making him make the videos to sell on the internet, to make money, and just, all this type of stuff. So, the doctor that came in to question Luka, and he told him all about Manny, he looks into Manny to try and find out, just what Manny had put Luka through. And you know, he found that it was true that this Manny person existed. There were police reports, lawyers, you know, there were people involved that knew too much for this not to be true. So Luka's mom went to see him in prison, and Luka said that Manny was outside in a black SUV outside of the house or the apartment that he was in, calling him continuously on the phone and like telling him step by step what to do and just everything. Like, Manny was in control of all of it. So Luka's trial started, right? And he obviously pled not guilty to first degree murder, and the defense that they wanted to use was that, you know, that he was just this victim of abuse and violence and of Manny Emmanuel Lopez. You know, he was this terrible, terrible victim. And y'all, about to blow your mind. You ready for this? Kirk Trammell. Kirk Trammell was a name that Luka Magnotta had used, and it was basically like an acronym for the name. Well, basically an acronym for another person. And back in the day, on one of his Facebook groups, or one of the Facebook group members remembers that, you know, Luka idolized the movie Basic Instinct, and he idolized the female lead, and her name was Catherine Trammell. And when you watch the murder scene in Basic Instinct, it is literally the same exact setting. Hands tied, picture above the bed, just everything. The ice pick being stabbed, all of it. Every single freaking last bit of it. He was playing out a movie, y'all. Even down to the way he acted in the interrogation room, down to asking for a sweater, down to asking for a freaking cigarette. He copied everything that this female character did in this movie because he wanted to live a movie. I mean, how could you even do that? So, like I said, they had the same body language and everything. And in that movie, she had an ex who was abusive by the name of Manny Vasquez. And guess what, y'all? Manny wasn't real. Manny was never a real person at all. He was just this character that Luka had made up in his mind to basically, I guess, make him feel better about the things that he was doing, but it really didn't matter because he's a piece of shit regardless. Anyways, so he just wanted to be famous, like I said, good or bad. December 2014, Rocco Magnotta, known as Eric Newman, was found guilty for the first-degree murder of Jun Lin, and he was given life in prison. Now, Luka, his dad was schizophrenic growing up, and his mom was very, very OCD. She would lock the kids out of the house and stuff. Sorry if that's annoying. That might sound ASMR. Pages turning. Sorry. But he kind of had he did have a very abusive childhood growing up, very rocky, so I could see how he could kind of portray some of that into his adulthood. But he was schizophrenic and diagnosed bipolar by a doctor, and he was going to see that doctor for a while from 2003 to 2008. But it just, like I said, his dad was schizophrenic, so his dad did everything he could to try to help him. His mom just let him do whatever he wanted to do. And it was a very toxic environment. He lived with his grandma Phyllis for a while. She was toxic. Just very toxic. He prostituted young, stripped young, just was an escort, just everything that you could think of. Porn star, all of it at a very young age. And it ruined him, honestly. And he enjoyed every single bit of every fucked up thing that he did. And I don't feel sorry for him at all. I feel terribly sorry for Jun Lin and his family, because that young man did not deserve that at all. He came to Canada to be free of prosecution and judgment, and that is exactly what he got, and death. So it's a really sad story. If you guys want to look into it more, you can search the documentary on Netflix. It's called Don't Fuck with Cats. It is very, very good. You're going to cry a lot. It's very emotional. Surprised I didn't get emotional. I'm proud of myself. I tried hard not to. I did get a little emotional, but, you know. So, yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's story. I always feel weird saying that, but hope you guys enjoy spending time with me. And, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you to all my new subscribers. You guys are amazing, and I hope to see you guys soon. I am kind of doing my little thing on TikTok right now, kind of trying to build a little something up on there. So if you guys want to follow me more, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok. All of the links to every single bit of my social media is on my profile info, is also in the description box. So yeah, if you guys want to come hang out, let me know. Alright, I love you. Be kind and be safe, and know that you are worth it and that you are beautiful.